Alright, so we got like two major topics that we're going to be talking about this time around. It's going to be about this new embarrassment that we get to call the president. And it's going to be COVID again. I know I've talked about COVID a lot, and I'm probably not going to have too much new stuff to bring to the table, but COVID situation is just so stupid. So the only option is to keep talking about it because of how dumb it is and how it's still going on. Anyways, we're going to talk about this doofus Biden first. So, for starters, this guy really is an embarrassment, okay? Like, I don't want to be like all these retards when they were talking about Trump, not my president, duh. You know, being little babies. But I suppose to steal their phrase, not my president. Like, I think about it, I'm like, man, if I was in the military, I would definitely not be saluting this guy. He does not deserve a salute. Like, I wouldn't even want to. I'd be like, well, whatever happens, you're going to discharge me? I guess I'm discharged because I'm not saluting this doofus. I wouldn't even want to have to listen to him. Like, obviously, he's technically the commander-in-chief. And it'd be like, really? I'm taking my orders from this guy? Okay. I mean, it's embarrassing enough that we have to deal with any laws or regulations or mandates that he comes up with. Never mind if you're in the army. Oh, we get to go to war with this place because this idiot. Like, I feel like if I was in the military, I'd probably just quit. How do you quit? Get discharged, or can you just quit? Is military something you can just quit? If you could, I'd be doing it. Because I just feel like anything that we have, any skirmishes, it's just going to be stupid. I mean, this doofus, what kind of logic is he going to have? What kind of smart wars is he going to be coming up with? The guy can't even formulate a proper sentence. So, like, if he had any wars that he came up with, it would be like, what are we doing this for? I don't know. I mean, let's put it this way. This guy has teleprompters telling him what to say, and he still can't even read the thing right. If you listen to any of his stupid things that he's had recently, it's like, just spit it out. It's right there. Read the word. What's the matter with you? He can't even read. Never mind speak freely. That's when he's even worse, his freestyles. And then the people. It's like, oh, that's a good story. That's our president. Cool. A guy that struggles to say the people. That's an example. I don't know if he's ever struggled to specifically say the people, but you get what I mean. A guy can't talk. Anyways. Also, not to buy into, like, I don't know, conspiracy theories or whatever. I do plan on making a video because there are a few conspiracy theories, I believe, not about this presidency, just conspiracy theories in general. I thought it'd be fun to talk about them in its own video, but not to buy into conspiracy theories or whatever, but I strongly do feel like something definitely happened. Like, this election was somehow tampered with. I don't know if it was rigged or if it was just tampered to make Biden's end results better than whatever Trump's were. Like, so one thing I think is, think about, what was the last one? Yeah, the last time, so in 2016, Hillary had the 67 million, Trump had 64 million. Now, those are like real numbers. That's real voting. And the reason that Trump won is because he got the bigger states, so he had the more electoral college. Well, that came out weird. The electoral college. The more electoral college. That's better. Votes. But anyway. But yeah, so 64 and 67. This time around, somehow, 4 years later, what did Biden have? Like 76 million supposedly, and Trump was like 72 million? Like, how much more is that? People, you're saying, so what? How old do you have to be to vote? 18? So you're saying all the 14-year-olds 4 years ago were like, we gotta go vote now! Like, where did all these extra people even come from? I mean, what is that? 67 to 76, that's 9 million. And then 64 to 72, that's 8 million. So that's 17 million more votes? That doesn't even make any sense. What I think the situation was the difference in the votes. See, I think Trump's results are real. That's what he really got. Biden's, they had to modify to make it fit their agenda. So what I mean is, Trump got the 72 million. Well, the last biggest turnout was 67 million. So in comparison, that's, what, 5 million more? 6 million? what is it, 67 to 72, 5 million. So I think what happened was those 5 million were taken away from what Trump had in 2016. So he had what, 64 million? So now Biden was probably at 59 million. So the real results are Biden 59 million, Trump 72 million. Huge landslide. You're talking 13 million spread. But the Democrats wanted to cheat and get him out because, he's not a politician. He doesn't belong in there. We got to get him out. And, there's nothing the Republicans could do because he's the front runner. That's how it goes. So they're, I don't want to say stuck with him because everyone was happy with him. But, that's what they had. And so the Democrats were like, we got to do something about this. And so now they had this plan. I feel almost like that's why they have Biden as the front runner. How is Biden the best option? Seriously. It's like they chose somehow the worst candidate for anything somehow became the front runner. And it's just makes no sense. It's almost like a joke. It seems like something that a Mad TV skit. Maybe even SNL. Just choosing the most doofy bozo that you can have to represent your party / country. Only this is real life. And I feel like there's a reason for that, though. Look at this guy. He's got early onset Alzheimer's, which that's going to be exploding pretty soon. And, he's just a doofus. So, I think what the situation is, they put this moron at the forefront. That way then they can tell him everything that they want. And he's too dumb to question it or try to fight back. Okay, that sounds good. And so now they basically, so to speak, they have a puppet now. They have an idiot that everyone in the background can control. But now, he's the front. This makes me think of Sopranos. How they let Uncle June technically be the boss. But Tony was running everything. But the reason they let Uncle June have it is because just in case something came down. If the feds really started to come down hard, they'd go after June. Well, June's an old guy. He doesn't have a family anymore. He doesn't have a wife. He's nothing. He's just a single old guy. Well, I guess what I meant by family, obviously he has a family. I meant he doesn't have, kids and stuff. I don't even know. Did June have kids? I haven't watched that show in a while. But even if he did have kids, the point is they're adults now. They'd be Tony's age. I mean, because Uncle June is Tony's dad's brother. That's why he's uncle. So, you know what I mean? He doesn't have any dependents. So if he went to jail, that's what their plan was. Where if they openly said that Tony was the boss, it's worse. Tony still had his kids. In season 1, AJ's what is he, 11 in real life? And I'm pretty sure they made it just be the same for the show as well, that he was just 11. So it'd be worse for Tony to get nabbed. So you let Uncle June have it. While Tony runs everything, though. And I feel like that's the same situation with this doofus. Oh yeah, Biden, he's the guy. When in reality, it's stupid Pelosi and all these other morons in the background that are actually, in his ear. And okay. But yeah. So anyways, with this theory, conspiracy theory, if you will, I think what happened was the first time around with Hillary, I think the stupid Democrats didn't have a plan. So that's why Trump was able to win. I think they saw it as a joke. Trump's not going to win. He's not even a politician. And for some reason, somehow, there was a lot of, support for Hillary. And, so I feel like they thought, we got this in the bag. And then when she lost, they just didn't know what to do. They didn't have a plan. They weren't expecting to lose. So then it was what it was. So I think this time around, they're like, all right, we got to come up with a plan that we can win, quote unquote. And so now we got this doofus as the leader. Okay. God, all these morons that said that Trump was embarrassing or whatever, Biden's not even presidential. Let's be real. Think about a president. A president is somebody that you think of as strong. Not physically, but strong, mentally strong. And they're just they're the representative of the country. So whatever's in the country's best interest, they're firm for. You go to, Trump, obviously, with all his business deals, he's got that, hardened core. So if he wants X, he'll go and they don't give him X, okay, F you. Look at all the things he backed out of. Got out of the stupid Paris Accord. He, what else? China. You know? Oh, you don't want to work with me? Okay, then I'm not working with you either. And that's what you need. Biden, he's not strong. First off, I said mentally. Yeah, the guy has early onset Alzheimer's. That's not strong at all right there. Secondly, he looks like a frail guy. He's kind of like small. He's like, I don't know. He's like fragile. Kind of. You know what I mean? Like, that's not strong. That's not a leader. Think about other leaders. Look at Putin. He's been a big talk for the past 4 years. Well, look at him though. He's strong. You know, he's got that air about him, like powerhouse. F you, I'll kill you. You know, mentally strong. Physically too. He's always shirtless, doing all his physical things. You know, it's meeting the criteria of what's supposed to be. Let's look at Angela Merkel, Germany. I know it's a woman, so it's a little bit different as far as strong goes, but she still gives off an air of, you know, there's formidability about her. She's not just a pushover. You feel like, yeah, she's a leader. Look at Boris Johnson in England. You can't really say the Queen. She's 92. She don't count. She's just there just because. But Boris, you know, same thing. He's got like some kind of air about him, just like Trump. He's basically like England's version of Trump. So, you know, he's solid though. Even look at Kim Jong-un or whatever his name is. I don't know. They all have like the same name, but the words are mixed up. Kim Jong-il, Kim Il-jong, Kim Jong-un, or Kim Il-sung. I don't know. But you know what I mean, the North Korea guy. Yeah, he might be bulky, but he still gives off enough of an air like, I'm a dickhead. Which is still enough to be like, you know, make you be able to have an air of leadership. But point is now look at Biden. Does he match? Does he fit in with any of those guys? No. He's like retirement home type person. Like, you know, he gives off the stereotypical image of what you expect to see when you walk into a nursing home. Oh, there's Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa Joe. Oh, hey, it's just pudding time with Price is Right. You here to watch it with me? Yeah, Grandpa. Figured I'd hang out with you today for half an hour. You know what I mean? No, I'm the president. What's up? Like, this is really gonna be. It's gonna be terrible with this moron as the president too. He's not even the president. He didn't win. They cheated and gave it to him. This is even worse. I mean, think about it. All you saw everywhere was Trump support. I mean, this doofus couldn't even fill up a parking lot at Walmart when he's giving his stupid little rallies or whatever you want to call them, speeches. It's not a rally. There's nobody there. A rally requires a crowd. He was talking to 6 people. And then Trump, though, on the flip side, he fills out stadiums left and right. But you're telling me the guy that can't even fill up a parking lot is the one that won? Okay, yeah, stadium filler? Oh, he must suck. Nobody likes him. Oh, the guy that has 2 people in a parking lot? Oh, yeah, he's definitely the next president. Yeah, and like, even without that, though, you still see it everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's some kind of Trump thing. Trump flags on people's trucks. Trump flags in their yards. MAGA hats. Jeez, there was even MAGA hats at a local gas station near me. Like, I just live in like a small northeast town, and there was even MAGA hats for sale. I didn't see no Biden merch. But yet somehow he won. Okay, all right. And you can't say it was like a silent majority thing either, because this time around things have been not silent. You know, you could have said it in 2016, it was different, but things have gotten weird. And, yeah, things were not silent this time around. So you know the Biden supporters weren't being silent majority. It's just all there was barely any. That's why you didn't really hear about them. But, you know, Biden won. You know, he got 76 million votes somehow. Basically, 9 million votes more than Hillary got. It makes sense, right? Actually, I shouldn't affirmatively say these numbers. I'm not entirely sure what the numbers were. I don't know if Hillary really had 67 million. I don't know if Biden was 76. I just know the numbers were much higher. But yeah. And the thing for Hillary, at least that she had going for her, was, I'd be the first woman president. Biden doesn't have that. If anything, he's the oldest. I'm pretty sure he's the oldest president ever, right? Coming in the office at like 76, 77 years old. He's gonna leave at 81. Yeah, that's right. Gonna leave. He's only getting one term. Hopefully shorter than that, too. Speaking of this one-term stuff, too, I was gonna make a separate video just specifically on this, but what's up with these idiots still trying to follow through with the impeachment of Trump? That is such a waste of time, money, and effort. Like, he's out of office. What are you still trying to impeach him for? What are you impeaching him for now? He's not there. The whole impeachment in the first place was stupid because they started doing it when he had 9 days left. Really? You're going to impeach a guy when he has 9 days left? Now he's out of office and look, impeachment trials are set to resume. What is it? Next week as of the time of me recording this? Or something like, or maybe it's even this week. I don't know. But it's like, what? What? How are you impeaching? What? I mean, I don't know. If you go on with all these mega conspiracy theorists, they'd say, oh, they can still impeach him because technically he's still the president. Biden didn't actually win, so blah, 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 blah. Just like they try to say with the swearing in stuff, it's supposed to be right at noon, and something happened that, I don't know, it happened at 11:59 or something. So technically he's not the president. His swearing in wasn't at the right time. I don't know. That's stupid, but whatever. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat, bro. If you think some weird, stupid conspiracy theory about time makes a huge difference, then go for it. Anyhow, though. Seriously, I'm getting on the highway and there's a dickhole that can't move over for me. Nobody in the passing lane, but can't move over. What a cock. Seriously. I hate when people do that. I hate when they do that or when I move over for them to be courteous and then they're like, oh, cool, let's race. Obviously, I'm not trying to race them, but like, you know, you move over. Clearly, I'm not trying to be in the passing lane. Was I in the passing lane when you got on the highway? No. But then they're catching up and cruising by you. So now you're in the passing lane looking like a dickhead because you're going the speed limit. And this idiot's like, hey, I'm going to just cruise by you at 75. Like, no. You get in the passing lane behind me, and then you allow me to switch back to the travel lane, you idiot. I'm not over here because I want to be over here. I went over to be courteous to you, and now you reciprocate by being a dick. That's cool. Ugh. I hate how nobody knows how to drive. Why is everybody so stupid? Well, then again, if Biden actually did legitimately win, it proves that everybody is so stupid, because why would you vote for such a moron? And then speaking of moron, too, you know, he's already starting to destroy the country. At this time of me recording, he's been president for, 5 days? Let's see, it's Sunday. He was inaugurated Wednesday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 4 full days now. 4.5. Actually, time-wise, it's only a little after 12, so I guess this would make 5 full days, time-wise. But yeah, he's already screwing up so much stuff. He stopped the pipeline thing, so that's negative in multiple regards. One, that's cutting out a lot of people's jobs now. Obviously, there was a lot of jobs going for that pipeline stuff. Between engineering, like, I don't want to say engineering. I was trying to say, like, mental labor and physical labor. Mental labor being, like, engineering and stuff. Physical labor being the actual people, like, making the pipelines and what have you. So that's a lot of jobs right there. That now, nope, we're not doing that. It's also impactful because that was oil from here, from our country. We always rely on foreign oil. And then that's... It creates a dependency, and then they can become a monopoly and charge us whatever they want, and blah, 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 and then it makes a situation for us. And then that's why we have pointless, stupid wars. Because then in reality, all it is we want the oil price to go down, and they don't want to work, so we're like, okay, we'll just start a war, which is stupid, because now you're causing trillions in debt for the country to fund a war, all because oil's a little too high. I don't think that trade-off doesn't seem very intelligent to me, but sure. So anyhow, if you had native oil, or whatever the word is I'm looking for, foreign, what's the opposite of foreign? home oil, native oil, local oil, homegrown oil. Anyways, you know what I mean. If you have that, one, the foreign dependency is gone. Two, it's going to make it super much more cheaper. We would control the prices, which probably wouldn't be that high because there's no transport of the oil from overseas to here. It's already here. You refine it right here, boom. Gas being $2 a gallon right now, more like $2.30 nowadays. But if we had homegrown oil, you could probably get that down to easily like $1.30, if not less. So you're impacting all these people's jobs and you're impacting everybody in general. Oh, and that's another thing too that I heard about. Oil, you always hear that, oh, fossil fuels, they're gonna run out, and it's some kind of weird agenda for like, I don't know, switching to cars that run off the sun or something. But from what I hear, in reality, fossil fuels are basically a never-ending resource. They say that there is so much fossil fuel oil in the earth that we could never use, no matter how crazily we tried to use it. It's basically something that the earth naturally makes and keeps replenishing. So as we use it, it's just restoring it. It's kind of like me with my eczema on my hands. My skin gets all flaky and it sheds off, and there's tons of skin. Sounds gross, but there's a point. There's tons of skin that I always lose like per week, or whether it's naturally falling off or I just kind of rip it off so my hands look a little more presentable than all these weird skin flake things. But at the end of the day, I still have skin. I mean, geez, if I collected all the skin over the years, that would be a heavy bag of skin. And that would be a lot of dry, dead skin that I'd have. But I still have skin. It's not like my hands are just bones. So you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same thing with the oil. We might be pumping it up and using it, but it's just replacing itself. There's just some kind of weird agenda, though, that they've put out there to blindside us, so that we think, oh, yeah, fossil fuels, that's just from the dinosaurs and stuff. So, yeah, once we use it all, it would be gone. No, it's not. It's some kind of weird agenda pushed out there to fool everybody and make them think worse than it is. It's kind of like the diamond industry, De Beers. De Beers is a monopoly. Well, I guess you could say they're an oligopoly. They're basically a monopoly, though, with all these brands under them. But it all starts at De Beers. There's no other company. It's De Beers, and then it goes out to K and to... what else is there? I don't know. All I know of is K. There's one nearby to me. But still, it's where all the diamonds come from. And at the end of the day, diamonds are trash. Like, all they are is super compressed carbon. So basically think of like a charcoal. Well, charcoal is wood. That's kind of different. But still, just think about a charcoal, relatively speaking, for an example, that's just under extreme pressure. And then polish it up and boom, there you go. That's $10,000. It's only valued expensively because De Beers says it is. And way back, well, not even really way back, more like in the 30s, that's when they started this weird push and made it like, oh, if you have one of these on your woman, now it shows that she's loved. It also shows you got some money, So then, like, the guys started going out and buying diamonds for their girls. And before you knew it, it became a thing. Diamonds are only expensive because a company says that they should be. At the end of the day, diamonds are trash, and they're way more plentiful than you would think for the price. Way more plentiful. Like, I'm sure all the diamond mines are super locked off and under security and stuff from De Beers and everything, but if you could just casually go into one, you could probably scoop up tons of diamonds, which on their face value would be millions of dollars, but for you it'd be free, and you'd be like, there was so much in there. How is this worth millions of dollars when there's so much in there? Anyways, I'm getting on a tangent. What was my topic? How did I get way off on this tangent? Let's see, I'm talking about oil. Oh yeah, the pipeline thing. So yeah, this doofus ended that. So there goes cheaper gas for us. There goes the elimination of foreign dependency. And there goes all those people's jobs. So now they're unemployed. So that's cool. Which in turn, the unemployment, now that they're unemployed, they're probably going to try to get unemployment. So that's actually screwing up the government even more because they're on unemployment. So, I mean, unemployment from what I understand is paid in from companies. So it's not really a government funded thing, but at the same time, it is a pain in the dick to get on unemployment. So I'd assume there's got to be some kind of government funding. So, but still, what's better? These people being on unemployment or actually having jobs? Well, obviously having jobs, and now they don't. The second thing that he's already screwed up is I think he halted the wall being built, which I knew that would happen. As soon as Trump said he was going to build the wall, I was like, yeah, but how long is this going to last for? Even if he was president long enough for it to be completely built, what would happen? The next president would come in, we're going to tear it down. Yeah. So I'm like, at the end of the day, it's just going to be a waste of money, unfortunately. And look, it kind of is. I was going to say half done. I don't even know how much it's done. But it's not finished. And now this doofus is, we might as well stop. Well, there goes all those jobs now, too. And national security as well. And then he's also planning on opening up the floodgates again. Let everybody in. Oh, yeah. Which seems very stupid, considering that we're in a pandemic. You didn't see it, but there was a major eye roll there. But still, we're in a pandemic right now. And you'd think, why would you want to just open the floodgates? Like, hello, that's part of the problem. But here we go. Let's just open the doors back up and let everybody come on in. Yep. That seems smart. There was a reason for those limitations on outsiders, but that's okay. Get rid of them. Who cares about the American people? Yeah, I'm a president that's gonna fight for everybody. That's gonna be a president for all, both people that like me and didn't like me. Okay, you really seem it. And then like all this stupid LGB stuff that he's gonna be doing too. Use the bathroom with that you identify with, and like he's gonna be opening up the door for this stuff. And it's just like he's gonna do it everywhere. Bathrooms, sports. It's like, oh yeah, that seems fair. That seems wicked fair and smart. Yeah, let's just have biological men playing sports with biological women. Because, I'm a woman. No, you're not. You got a dick, right? Okay, you're not a woman, idiot. Get on the men's team where you belong. Nope, now that'll be a thing. Like in the other direction, whatever. If you're a woman that thinks you're a man, well, you're just gonna get laid out by real men. So have at it. But the other direction, that's not fair. Women who are supposed to be on a team with other women, and they're gonna have a man come on, and same as the bathrooms. Use the bathroom that you identify with. No, you use the one that you are, or just use a family bathroom then. Since you're neutral. You're a guy who thinks you're a girl and you don't want to go in the men's room because I'm a girl, but you clearly don't belong in the girls' room because you're a guy, then just go in the family bathroom. That's a single person. You go in, you shut the door and lock it. Boom, bam, done. Problem solved. Now you can be whatever you want to be in there and no one has to be subjected to it. I mean, the biggest issue here with this is think about kids, okay? So, you say, go to whatever bathroom that you think that you are. Okay, so you got a little kid in there. She's 9 or 10 years old in the girls' bathroom. Oh, but now a man can just walk on in. I'm a woman. Like, I hope that there ends up being extreme opposition to this because that's ridiculous. There's been such a movement against pedophiles and all this recently. As of, the 2000s. Chris Hansen made it wicked popular with To Catch a Predator and then Hansen versus Predator. He's even got his new investigation going on. I don't know what it's called because there's only been 2 episodes so far. But, there's been so much trying to catch these people and making awareness of it and even human trafficking. And I know that has nothing to do with a man going in the women's bathroom, but still, there's been all the pedophile stuff, exposing the Catholic churches. And yet now this is going to be okay. A guy can just be, I'm a girl. Yeah, I get it. I guess people would say, it's not like a regular man just going to walk in there after going to the gym and he's all ripped and sweaty and he's going to be like, yeah, I'm a girl. Just so we can... It's going to be somebody who is trans and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, well, that's not the point. Point is it's still going to be a man. It's still going to make the little kid uncomfortable. And it's still going to make parents uncomfortable. And these people aren't going to be respectful. Like, well, I saw a kid go in there. I know this is weird. I don't really belong in there. I'm going to be an idiot and go in there because Biden says I can, but I'll wait until they come out. No, they're not going to do that. They're just going to walk on in. And then if you try to say something about it, excuse me. Excuse me. I am a woman. Like, okay, bro. Like that one that Ben Shapiro was arguing with. And he's like, and then what is it? Starts getting all heated and he's like, you want to take this outside? And it's like, all right, yeah, you're a real woman. All right, bro. Threatening Ben Shapiro to go outside. Women don't do that. And they sure wouldn't be doing it to another guy. But yeah, you're a woman, right? You want to take this outside? I am a woman. How dare you call me a guy? Okay. I can see your bulge, bro. I know you're a woman, though. Nice dick. Yeah, you definitely are a woman. Your balls are huger than mine. You're definitely a girl. I am a woman. Have you been taking steroids or estrogen? Obviously estrogen. You sure about that? But yeah, so that's something this idiot's been talking about too, though. I'm a president. I'm gonna F up the country. Like, why be the president if you really don't care about your country that much? Seriously. Clearly he don't care about it, which isn't psychotic. We went from having a president that cared about his country a lot. That's why he ran to be the president. He was a rich guy living a pretty good life and was like, you know what, this country could use a little work. I should do it. You go from that to a moron who's like, dude, I don't care about my country. Dude, I have no national pride. Dude, I have no moral values, no ethics, no anything. Yeah, boys can go in the girls' bathroom, girls can go in the boys' bathroom. Yeah, who cares about what this sign on the doorway says? Men, women, same thing. What's that? You're a guy and want to play in women's sports, so you have like a huge handicap in your game? Sure, that's fine. Oh, you want to play tackle football with women? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we can let all these immigrants into the country. Just come on in. Doors are wide open. Come on in. Yeah, we don't have any citizens to worry about. You know what's going to end up happening too? All those people are going to end up needing some kind of government assistance, and they're going to get it. You know, oh, I don't know English. Can I have some welfare? Yeah, you can. Here you go. You can live in this country for free on us. But then when we actually need anything, oh, F you. You got to go through this. It's kind of like when I lost my job. I was out of work for 9 months, okay? I tried to be on unemployment every single week. I was actively job searching. Everything. I was doing everything by the book. And for some reason, I only got child support. I only got unemployment 1 week. Out of that whole entire 9 months, they gave me money 1 week. Every other week, I don't know why they didn't hook me up. I didn't have a job. I wasn't scamming anything. But yeah, I bet you if I came here from another country and said, I don't know how to speak English yet, they'd be like, oh, here you go. What do you need? $800 a week? Here you go. Yeah, here's some insurance too. Here you go. But, don't take care of me. Someone who's been working here since I was 14 and actually contributing to the system. No, F me, right? So yeah, let's just let more people in. That sounds smart. That seems like it'll be productive for the country. Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, and then there's more options for COVID to spread, or maybe new COVIDs. There you go. Just tons of people just mixing it all together. Just put them all in. This is just a soup. Put every ingredient in there. What do you got? You got some of this, got some of that. Ooh, you got some COVID, you got some tuberculosis, you got some AIDS. Let's see, what else can we throw in here? Oh, yeah, we got swine flu, we got Ebola. Yeah, now mix it all up. Oh, yeah, what do we got? Super disease. Yeah. Biden's an idiot. I'm never going to support that guy. Man, I've always thought, meeting the president is like one of those things that's kind of cool. Like, oh, I met the president. Oh, it's so awesome. You want to take pictures. It's cool. And I feel like this is the one president I would never want to meet. And I feel like just because I really don't want to meet him, somehow I will end up meeting him. For some weird reason, somehow it'll probably happen. I'll be like, really? The one idiot that we've ever had that I don't want to meet, and this is the one I meet? Really? Like, it just wouldn't be cool. You know what I mean? There's nothing cool about it. Like, who would want to meet him? Or Kamala? Who wants to meet her? Not me. That's like meeting Nancy Pelosi. Like, why would you want to meet her? The only thing that you'd want to have meet with her is your fist to her face. Like, God. You know, I felt like Obama didn't do that great of a job either. His first term as president was horrible. He just slacked off and dicked around. He just thought it was so cool. Like, oh yeah, yeah, we're gonna go to Hawaii every week. I'm gonna do this. He was always on vacation. And he had that stupid beer summit, and like he achieved nothing his first term. His second term, he stepped it up a smidge. Like, I was surprised he won because I thought, how did he win re-election? He did nothing the first time around. People were happy with the president that did nothing? Really? Okay. I was like, either that's the case or Mitt was just that terrible. Mitt was who he ran against the second time, right? Yeah, right? It was McCain the first time and then Mitt the second time. Or do I have that backwards? I don't know. Whoever he ran against, I was like, unless, you know, either they like a president that does nothing or the opponent they just thought was that terrible. I don't know. But yeah, he stepped it up a little bit. But still, even meeting him would have been cool-ish. Like, okay, you know, cool. I'm meeting the president. He's a popular guy. Like, whatever. Like, I don't want to meet this moron we have now. You know, honestly, the only reason I did, I don't want to say I watched the inauguration. I was at work, so I had it on. I was kind of just more or less listening to it. It wasn't because of any national pride at all. It was very, like, what's the word? It was very much like, oh man, this is really happening? And like the countdown to noon was something that was dreaded. Like, oh man, this idiot's getting his swearing in is coming up that much sooner. But the only reason I checked it out was I was just hoping something like crazy was gonna happen, some kind of like, you know, storming of the Capitol again, but this time just storming of the inauguration, or just something. Just something to show that people don't really care about this guy and didn't want him. But I don't know, looking at it in retrospect, it probably didn't happen because they did have a lot of security. Obviously for a reason, because they know nobody wants this doofus as their president. That's the only reason I watched it, because I just thought it would be cool to see it live. This would be like a part of history, and if I could see it live, you know what I mean? It's like the trade towers. I lived through that, and I mean, it's kind of weird. My school made us watch it. I thought it was weird because we're kids. I was in 8th grade, and they're all, hey, let's get in this other room and just watch this. And it was like, this is traumatic kind of for kids. But still, it's something that I was kind of a part of, and I remember it. And so I felt like if something crazy happened with this inauguration, it would have been cool. Like, yeah, I was there for that. I mean, I wasn't there, but you know what I mean. I witnessed that. I watched it happen live. It was crazy. But no, nothing happened. It was just a standard, boring, stupid election with an idiot giving a retarded speech that he doesn't believe in. Does this guy see me? I'm driving. Like I said, usually when I do these, I'm driving and I'm almost home, but there's a Amazon truck. I think he's trying to turn around, so that's why I said, does he see me? He doesn't seem like he's paying attention very well. I don't want to drive by and then he T-bones me. Well, T-bones me in reverse because he's backing up. That would be a weird T-bone. But anyways, yeah, Biden's just he's this presidency is a joke. Okay, I hope something happens soon. Like, because if the Democrats did steal this too, that is wrong. Like, democracy is supposed to be all about the people, and if my theory I said before with the 59 to 72 million is true, say, then that's just psychotic that they would steal it from the people for their own agenda. Like, they need to lay off. Who are you? You're nobody. The people said what they said. The people think what they think. Don't go and try to rob it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, you're defeating the whole purpose of how the government is supposed to work. Like, if your candidate sucks and you lost, deal with it. Then again, people be like, yeah, your candidate lost. Look, I'm not really a Trumpy. I mean, I thought he was cool, but I'm not, like, super all, like, a lot of these people are crazy about him, and it's weird, like, occultish. I don't mean that. I just mean that I feel like he legit won. Like, don't give it to this moron because, you know, it doesn't fit your agenda. Speaking of that, too, you get all the media. All they've done is hate on Trump all the time, especially Colbert and Seth Meyers. Oh, my word, them two idiots. Which is unfortunate because Seth Meyers used to be cool. When he was on Saturday Night Live, he was cool when he did his weekend update and stuff. And now he's just, can't stand him. It's like, shut your mouth. All he does is hate on Trump about everything, just like Colbert. I mean, all the late night people do with it, but them two I feel like are the worst. Every single episode, that's all it is. It's just hating. And it's like, why don't you shut up? You guys can't even put together a halfway decent what is it, half-hour night show? And yet you're going to be criticizing the president so much? Like, why don't you try to do the job? See how you do. Like I said, you can't even put on a good show. You think you're going to run a country? No. So when someone else is doing it, shut your mouth, because you can't do any better. And now, anyways, like I was saying, though, it's like they've switched now. It's Biden, and all of a sudden now I'm not looking them up on YouTube, but they do kind of just pop up in my feed just because, it's talk shows, so that's just going to show up anyways, stuff that they're promoting. And it's like, the highlights are different now. They're acting like, oh, Biden's so good, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, this is disgusting. Seriously. This moron's been president for 4 days, and you're already dick riding him, and he doesn't even deserve it. Like, he's shaping up to be by far, we went from literally by far the best president that we've had since Reagan, as I've always said, only because, I don't know what Reagan presidency was like. I wasn't alive for it. Maybe technically I was. I might have been a baby, but I sure don't remember it. But all I know is, I think he was popular. I know when he got reelected, he dominated over the other guy. What was it, like, I think the other guy only got 3 electoral votes, so he crushed his competitor, and I feel like the people liked him. I don't know if he was just super charismatic or if he was actually good, but still. So I just use that as my base point. So since him, Trump's easily been the best president. And I feel like we went from that to easily the worst president. Possibly one of the worst of all time. Obviously I can't speak for all time because I don't know I don't know a lot of the presidents from way back, like George Washington and stuff. Well, none of us were alive then. But still, he's shaping up to be horrible. And he's just going to screw up the country. That's all that's going to happen. Massive screw-ups. It's already starting. Already. He's been in office for 5 days, and he's already effing up so much stuff. I don't know. The only thing that could be redeeming is if these morons, the Democrats, do some of the good stuff that they talk about, like the $2,000 stimulus checks, and better Medicare, maybe like Medicare for all, but not crappy like Obama's was, but something good like Canada. I know Canada jacks the prices up on everything, but like at least it makes it less stressful. If you have to go to the doctors, you don't have to worry like, oh God, what's this going to cost me? You can just go. Like, that's one of the biggest reasons people don't go to the hospital, because it's so expensive, and then you're just like, well, I'm just going to deal with it. I don't have money to get it fixed, so I'll just deal with it. It's not that big a deal. So whatever's wrong with me, I can live with it. So, and then what else? The student loan forgiveness. I know a lot of people are against that. It would help me because I'm part of that. But that would be kind of handy. I know a lot of people saying, oh, well, you chose to go to college. You didn't have to go. I didn't choose to go. So why should I have to pay for you to blah, blah. I get it, but to a certain degree, I'm not even trying to defend this because I am a college grad. To a certain degree, I'm just saying there is value in having something like that, only because think about all the positions that require you to go to college. Doctors, engineers, scientists, etc., etc. Well, think about if no one went to college. Well, then those professions would die out. And then what? There'd be no doctors, there'd be no surgeons, there'd be no engineers to design and make things, there'd be no scientists to make discoveries, there'd be nothing. Everyone would just have regular labor jobs, which then those would probably run out, and then what? So to a certain degree, I feel like, yeah, there should be some level of forgiveness, because in the greater good, people that go to college are contributing to the overall functionality of everybody. You know what I mean? Like doctors. You don't go to school and be a doctor, then there's no doctors. Well, then what? If you need a doctor, now you don't have one. I'm not saying college should be free. It's still a choice, but I think there definitely needs to be some kind of provisions to make it way more affordable. Because, like, I didn't even go to a prestigious school. Technically, the school I went to is a tech college, and, like, from what I understand, the degree that I have can be picky at a lot of places. Like, they don't look at it with as much respect as, like, a actual university degree. And there's some people that went to the school that I went to that went back to a university because the places didn't accept their degree that they wanted to work at. Because it's only a tech degree. It's not an actual degree. I don't know. It's complicated and weird, but still. Point is even with that, my college experience was still expensive enough. And I just think it's kind of unnecessary. Like, it's psychotic. So, some kind of something. I'm not saying free, but something that can help out. You know, better than scholarships. Scholarships are a gamble. You might get it, you might not. Something that's more guaranteed would be cool. And what else do they talk about doing? Yeah, that's about it. So hopefully at least some of that stuff happens, but probably won't. All this moron's going to do is F up the country so badly, and then, yeah, the Democrats are going to be like, oh, he's awesome. We don't have a brain. Anyway, I've been talking about this idiot enough now. Anyways, I'm sure I'm going to make tons of videos hating on him, so I don't have to worry about getting it all out now. So now I can move on to talking about stupid COVID again. Oh, wait. I'm actually not done with this doofus yet. There's a couple things I just remembered that I meant to talk about and forgot. Got sidetracked at one point. So anyways, one thing is, you know, something that was supposed to be so glorious about this moron coming in was that he was supposed to have a plan for COVID, which I knew that wasn't going to happen because how was a brain-dead guy with Alzheimer's supposed to have a fantastic plan that's going to revolutionize a pandemic? But anyways, what's his plan so far? Oh, first 100 days, we're going to keep wearing the mask. We're going to keep wearing the mask for 100 days. Yeah, great plan. That's what everyone's been doing for a year, you idiot. Like, clearly you didn't think of anything when you should have been. Did you guys rig it so then I could win this thing? Okay, good. I haven't been planning anything all along. I'll just let's keep doing what we've been doing. Yeah, but this guy should have won, right? Oh, Trump's an idiot. Duh. No, you are! You being any moron that actually supports this doofus, which apparently is all the media and all that, which I don't understand why. Ugh. Why are people so dumb? Can't just use their brain? Anyway, but yeah, the funnier part though is let's keep wearing masks for 100 days because he says it's a patriotic act. It's nothing patriotic about it. Are you serious? It's a thing that everybody's doing worldwide. Okay, what? Everyone's super patriotic? Patriotic for what then? The world? I don't think patriotic is the word then. Patriotic act. But anyways, yeah, Mr. Patriotic Act. What's he do nowadays? He doesn't wear a mask anymore. Ever since the moron, the retard, the whatever. Trying to think of different words to keep saying. I keep saying moron. That's a boring word. I need something stronger. But ever since he came in, he doesn't even wear his mask anymore. It's funny. Like, fundamentally, I don't care. I'm not like, oh my god, I'm super sensitive, dainty little fag. Ugh. No, it's whatever. Don't wear your mask. But it's ridiculously hypocritical when we should keep wearing them for 100 days because it's patriotic. And then you're off never wearing it anymore. Like, what is this? Prime example of do what I say, not what I do? Like, Trump even made fun of him before for how he has the biggest masks I've ever seen. And now it's like he never has a mask. I've never seen one. But anyway, now on to the COVID stuff. So let's try to talk about this in a real, logical way instead of, oh my god, the media says it's so horrible way. So first off, let's look at the numbers. U.S. only. U.S. is the only numbers that I know. I don't know global. I'm sure if we looked at things globally, it would probably be even more pathetic. But U.S. is this. Total number of cases, 25 million. Total number of deaths, slightly over 400,000. When you do that math out, that is a death rate of 0.0163. Repetend. Well, the threes are repetend. So, on the flip side, that is a 99.986 repetend. with only the 6 rep attending. Survival rate, 99.986 forever. Percent chance of survival if you catch this. And yet we're calling this super deadly and such a big issue that we need vaccines right away and we need to shut down economies and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't see how this makes any sense. And the worst part is COVID is being lied about. Like, what I mean is there's so much stuff added to the COVID numbers that isn't necessarily COVID. I mean, I'm pretty sure the CDC came out and acknowledged that hospitals were lying and saying that, like, there was an example of a person who died in a car crash. They got into an accident and that's how they died. But the hospital said, yep, COVID. What? Did you test the guy? Was he COVID positive? Well, it sure wasn't COVID that killed him. He slammed into a tree or whatever happened. You know what I mean? Like, has nothing to do with the COVID. So, factoring in actually fake COVID deaths, what's that bring the death total down to? And then, if you factor in all the cases that we probably had pre-COVID, meaning like before we really knew what it was and it became a thing like it is now, basically pre-March of last year, if you factor in all those cases that probably happened, then that just makes the number of infected even higher. And so now this just makes the percentage even lower of chance of death. I mean, I know back in January 2020, the Dunkins that I work at had a lot of people got sick around the same time. Now, who knows? It could have been just something normal, like, not the flu, but like, you know, just the normal sickness that goes around or something. Or it could have been COVID. Well, they're all fine. Nobody died. They were sick. They got better. Still going. Life is carrying on. I've known people now since COVID's been a thing that have been affected. For the longest time, my job was safe, but now there's been a couple cases. Nothing at work. It's like people find out about it like on vacations or whatever. They're like, oh, I think I'm sick. And they're like, well, just stay home. Don't bring it here. Like, essentially, none of us at work are at risk because these people, it basically happened over Thanksgiving break and Christmas break. You know what I mean? So people were home anyway. So there's no risk to anybody else in the office. But still, there's been 2 people so far. I think 2. It could be 3. There's one that was out for reasons that I didn't understand why. Could have been that. I don't know. I thought they quit because prior to them being out there talking about how they had some grievances, thinking about Star Wars, grievances with the company, and then all of a sudden they weren't in. So I thought they quit, but I guess not because they've been back. So, but anyway. Yeah, point is they're still carrying on. They're fine. They had it. They got over it. It moved on. It's just a normal sickness. So I don't understand why everything's being so dumb. Like, it's what's more frustrating too is I completely get it in the beginning. You know, last March, basically just March. After March, we started to see it wasn't even that big of a deal come April. But I can see if you're still paranoid April, maybe even May. Fine, okay. But after that, like, open your eyes. It's not that big a deal. And now it's at a point where it's like, are people just dumb and don't know how to do math? Like, when you see there's 25 million cases and only 400,000 people have died, how do you still have such a fear? A perfect example is, like I've said before, is the H3 podcast. I don't think Ethan goes anywhere. I know Hila does. She goes to her job. But I don't think he does. I think he just stays home all day, every day. And he's one of these people that's a left wing. You know, they're going to believe everything the media says. So he's super brainwashed into everything the media's throwing out there. And he's ridiculous about COVID. Like, he seriously thinks, like, if he goes outside, he's going to die instantly. Which is dumb, because it's like, your wife leaves and comes home. She's fine. She hasn't gotten it. Why do you have these weird, strong beliefs that it's such a threat? Oh, my word. And he's, like, way over the top stupid about it. He's one of these people that have no logic. Like, recently, I was going to try to chop it in here, but it's kind of difficult just because I don't really have benchmarks. I just talk, and it's a stationary screen that I'm talking over, so it'd be hard to find this part. But his recent podcast, I think it's was it one of his After Dark series? I don't know. Something, though. He was talking about the inauguration. And Garth Brooks is kissing everybody, no mask on. You know, he's kissing, I think he was with Obama. and maybe the Clintons. He's, this guy over here just spreading COVID, kissing everyone. It's like, okay, he's not spreading COVID if he doesn't have it. How is he going to spread something he doesn't have? Like, that's the logic of these people, though. They're so stupid. And when I say these people, I don't mean just Ethan and Hila. I mean these people that have those same kind of thoughts and ideologies and beliefs that it's just going to go wildfire just because it's out there. Just because somebody smooches somebody, and if they don't have it, they're not going to give it to others. I mean, he's got his wife and a child. What, you're telling me you don't ever kiss your kid or your wife because you might somehow have COVID even though you never leave the house? Like, is that how psychotic your belief system goes? Oh, I can't give you a kiss because I'm going to be spreading COVID. Like, no, if the guy doesn't have it, they're fine. I don't understand. These people are so stupid. And then, let's add more logic to these people's illogic. So think about the masks that you're supposed to wear anyways. Just a weak little wussy mask, cloth. Some of them are kind of papery, like the hospital type ones. How would you describe that? It's like a cloth paper. It's like a paper towel. How do you describe a paper towel? But anyways, for the most part, it's not much of a mask. Okay, compared to people spraying pesticide, or people painting, or people mining, or radioactive face masks. Those are beefy. Yet we got this virus that's supposedly so deadly, and all we're doing is putting a little piece of shirt on our face? Really? Oh, okay. But these people are so dumb. Oh, yeah, that's making the difference. Oh my God, this thing's so deadly, we gotta put... It's like you get the people that complain about the masks like me because they're stupid and really don't make a difference at all. Case in point, there's been 25 million cases. Don't you think if the masks worked, that number would be severely lower? Clearly the masks don't really do anything. The virus is still spreading like nobody's business. Like, what's the point? It's just comical how easy it is to break it down and how stupid the logic behind this is. And then, did I say this before in the Biden bit? I already forgot because I'm so distracted with how dumb COVID is. But Fauci's recently saying, it might be better to wear 2 masks. 2? Really? All along, it's been 1. Oh, we should just wear 1. Now we're going to start talking about 2. I mean, granted, I just said what I said, making fun of how the masks are wussy. By no means do I mean that to sound like I want to wear something more heavy duty, but I'm just saying, like, using logic, like, let's look at this, But, yeah, now they're talking about 2, like, F you. I'm not wearing 2. If you do it right, and if this supposedly does work, you should be fine, right? I mean, it doesn't work. That's why there's 25 million cases, but... No, but I bet you there'd be some excuse for that. Oh, it's because people partied. All the people ended up partying. Or maybe they just weren't wearing masks. You know what? A lot of the people that I know have the mask are the people that are diehard wearers of it. Me, I don't wear the thing as much as possible. I'm trying to think. Did I put the right inflection? Because I meant for that to sound like I don't wear the thing as much as possible. I only have it on when I need to. If I'm in the office, I have it on if I'm going to visit someone. If someone comes to visit me, I don't even bother putting it on. You came to see me, deal with it. If I go to the bathroom, F you. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm not wearing a mask when I'm trying to pee or take a dump. I only put it on if I'm going to talk to someone because I don't know how other people feel. If they're going to be little babies and wusses and, I can see your face. So I just put it on to not deal with them. And the other time I put it on is if I go to the store, because obviously you kind of quote-unquote have to. Again, it's stupid, but what am I going to do? Risk getting kicked out of a store and then I can't buy basic supplies or whatever? Or just go to the store for fun? Well, that's dumb, so I might as well just put a stupid mask on. That's retarded as well, but... But anyways, yeah, F the 2 masks. I'm going on a tangent. I don't want to lose sight of what I was talking about, which was the stupid COVID stuff. So anyways, speaking of stores, though, if COVID was so dangerous, do you really think places like Walmart would be open? Or places like grocery stores? Or what else? Anywhere that holds a fair amount of people, do you think they'd be open? Like, I went to GameStop in a mall over the weekend. It's for Switch. I'm trying to just find different Switch games. right now, I don't want to go on a tangent too much, but GameStop has a stupid policy too, where they put games on the shelf that they don't actually have. It's some kind of policy that they're supposed to suggest. What are they? It's supposed to advertise the popular titles, whether they have them or not. And it's like, what kind of dumb... What? Like, how does that make any sense? They put a game on the shelf so that then you can see it and be aware of it. And I guess to promote it, but they don't have to have it. Like, how does that make any sense? And so there's one game I've been trying to find, Black Sad. It's if you've never heard of it, it's a game where it's like, it reminds me of LA Noire. I think it's set in the 50s, and it's kind of like LA Noire. The only difference is instead of regular humans, it's so instead of regular humans, it uses like animals. So it's kind of like Zootopia meets LA Noire. That's what it makes me think of. But it looks kind of cool. It's got decent graphics, and I think the ideas could be cool. You know, a detective game, but with animals. But it's like serious. It's M-rated. It's not like childish. It's an M-rated game. It's an adult version of Zootopia. Yeah, actually, it would be an adult version of Zootopia, because Zootopia's main character was a cop. So yeah, it's an adult version of Zootopia. It looks cool. Now, I have Switch. I hear on Switch it's actually pretty buggy, and they don't know if there's been a patch release, so I didn't know that, but it still looks cool. Anyways, I've literally been to, 5... I've been to 5 or 6 different GameStops, and they all have it on their shelf, but none of them actually have it. And it's ridiculous. I'm like, what? This is such a dumb policy. There's that game. There's another game that I was trying to find, or not trying to find. I did find. It was on the shelf. It was it's on Switch again, because that's what I have. It's called, I think it's called Remothered, and then Porcelain's in the title as well. I don't know if it is not Saints Row, if it's a Silent Hill game, but it gives me Silent Hill vibes, and it looks kind of cool. I want to check it out, but again, they don't have it. Let's put it on the shelf, but we don't have it. Another one that was kind of goofy too was I went to a GameStop with my daughter, and that's where I tried to get Black Sad one time. I figured they didn't have it, but I was like, well, you never know. I might as well grab it and just see. Because I think this store had 2 copies on the shelf. So I thought, if they got 2, they definitely have to have it in stock. They're not just putting it there for show. Nope, it was just there for show. I'm like, who puts 2 copies out and you don't even have 1 copy in stock? That's stupid. I don't know. But anyways, I went to try to get Nicktoons Racing, the first one. Because my daughter and I, we seem to be, kart racing fans. We play Mario Kart a lot. We have Sonic Racing. We don't really like Sonic Racing. It's hard, especially for her. She's only 8, not really an expert gamer, but it's even hard for me. So, and, we have Nicktoons Racing 2 Grand Prix. And that's actually a pretty good game. Like, Mario Kart was like our top game for the longest time. And now Nicktoons has overthrown that. We never play Mario Kart anymore. If we play a kart game, it's the Nicktoons one. So anyways, I thought about getting Nicktoons Racing 1. I know obviously 2 is better. I've read reviews that says it's way better. Like, it's quite an improvement. But I still thought it would be cool just to get it, just because there's got to be some differences, different levels, maybe different characters, different karts maybe. So I just thought it would be cool. And I go to get it from there, and they don't even have that either. I'm like, really? This is a basic game that you guys don't even have? And then they're like, oh, we can, what did they say? They could ship it to my house or something. And I'm like, it's not that big a deal. Like, I can find this at Walmart, and it's less new there than it is here for your used price, which is disgusting. I don't know what's up with GameStop's prices, but they suck. Their used prices literally are always way higher than new prices anywhere else. Like, Luigi's Mansion. I've been wanting to get Luigi's Mansion. I've been slacking on getting this. I don't know why. I want to get it, but I just haven't yet. But, anyways, Luigi's Mansion on Switch is $60 at GameStop. $54.99 used. Yeah, nice discount. $5. Oh, wow. at GameStop. Anyways, what is it new at Walmart? $50. It's $5 less. I mean, it's still $5 less new at Walmart than used at GameStop. Like, and there's so many games like that. Now, that's only for Switch. I don't know about the other systems. Obviously, I'm not really looking at the other systems and cross-referencing the prices, but I would imagine the same has to apply. Speaking of system prices, though, I don't get why cross console prices can vary. South Park Fractured Butthole is $10 on PS4, but on Switch it's $25. It's like, why is it $15 more on Switch? That's dumb. And this is nothing new. It's not just this gen that they've done this for. Every gen they've always done this. For some reason, always the Nintendo franchise seems to be more expensive. Every single time, like back in the day on GameCube days, I'd be trying to get like one of the new Splinter Cells, and it would be maybe say $20 used for, what was the second one called? Pandora or something. But then like PlayStation 2 and Xbox were like $10, and it was like, why is it double on GameCube? I don't know. Oh, speaking of terrible prices too. Okay, the Wii obviously is out of style. I'm talking Wii original, not Wii U, Wii original. That is way out of style. That's 2 consoles ago. Switch and Wii U. And how many handhelds? It was probably DS Lite during those days. Then they came out with the DSi, the DSi XL, the 3DS, 3DS XL, 2DS, 2DS XL, and then Switch Lite. Tons of handhelds ago and tons of home consoles ago. And like they have games at GameStop now. They're trying to clear out their inventory, but they're still selling some games for insane prices. Mario Kart Wii, they're selling for, what the heck is it, $40, I think? Personally, I don't care. I have it already. But I was looking and I'm like, how do they plan on selling these games for such an old system for top dollar like this? You want to sell your games, you got to drop the price. This is insane. Anybody with a brain is not paying this for Wii. Seriously, like if you have a Switch, you can get Mario Kart 8, which is obviously going to be way better than Mario Kart Wii, and it's going to cost you $10 more, basically, if you go to Walmart. Like, and what else did I look at that they had? They had a few games that were actually decent games I was interested in getting, because we do also have a Wii. When I say we, I mean my daughter and I. We have a Wii. I basically got it for her when she was younger, because I figured it was probably easier to play. The controls are more just chuck the remote around. It's not actual controls. We never play it anymore, which kind of makes me sad, because I do want to play the thing, but it just doesn't happen. But anyways, yeah, so I was looking, and there's a lot of good games that I wanted to get for us, but the prices were psychotic. I'm like, I'm not paying $40 for a game that came out 15 years ago. Like, are you serious right now? Man, GameStop has some stupid policies, and it's like, if they go out of business, I understand why. One, it's going to be because, unfortunately, things are kind of going more towards digital. I mean, look at DVDs and Blu-rays. Those are probably going to go out of style soon, too, because of, like, Netflix and stuff. But GameStop, yeah, the GameStop local to me shut down. I talked to the manager there, and they said it was because, sales were down and what have you, but still, I wouldn't doubt that it also shut down because prices suck. I wouldn't doubt if we start seeing more GameStops everywhere closing just because their prices suck. Like I said, new games at GameStop are $10 more than Walmart, $10 minimum. Plus, then you have Target. They have their random sales where, like for a certain week, certain games will be like $20 to $30 less. I mean, sometimes they have games that just came out that are $30, where everyone else is obviously still selling them for $60. And it's just their weird deals they do. Well, if you're like me and you pay attention to this stuff and you go to Walmart and you go to Target, you're basically never going to go to GameStop. The only reason I go to GameStop is just to look in their used section, just to see if there's anything different that's a little bit older. Like one game I've been trying to find and just haven't been able to ever since COVID is Ark. I don't know why Ark is so impossible to find nowadays, because pre-COVID, it was wicked easy to find. I found it all the time. But during those days, I didn't have money. That's when I lost my job, and then I got a job, but like I had to put every penny to fixing my financial situation. I didn't have extra money to spend. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get Ark. And then COVID hit. And then like used games weren't being accepted. And and then it was just like fast forward, now things are not fully back to normal, but relatively back-ish or more to normal. And they don't have it still. All these GameStops that I go to, I said I've been to about 6 of them, none of them have them. But that's the only reason why I go, to just find games that either like that or just random games. Like I found Darksiders 2 the other day. Well, I forgot about that game. It is a game I was interested in. I totally forgot I was even looking for it. So when I saw it, I was like, ooh, I should try to get this. I was like, they probably aren't going to have it. Well, surprisingly, they did. So I got that, but then that made me remember Darksiders 1 is on Switch, and I actually want Darksiders 1 more than I want Darksiders 2. Darksiders 1 looks way more awesome. Makes me think of God of War. Darksiders 2 makes me think of God of War, but Darksiders 1 gives off much stronger God of War type vibes. So, anyway, yeah. That's kind of what I go to GameStop for. But if I knew that GameStop wasn't going to have anything, then there's no point to go anymore. Like, they're just so expensive. Their selections are crap, at least for Switch. Switch has I'm mixing fairly and very. I don't know why. Switch has a very robust selection of games. Like, Switch probably has the best selection of games out of any Nintendo console. Because they have, like, good games too that Nintendo has never had before, like Saints Row and Skyrim and Witcher, like all those type of titles. That's not normally a Nintendo title, but Switch got them, so it has all them. And there's just a lot of good games on Switch. There really is. And for some reason, GameStop has nothing, especially used. Like I get it if their new selection was limited, but why is the used selection so slim pickings? I don't get it. Anyway, that was a massive tangent. I could cut that out and almost make a 10-minute video or whatever that was on its own, just talking about GameStop. So back to COVID. But yeah, these places, Walmart and grocery stores and all that, wouldn't be open if COVID was so threatening, because you just couldn't do it. People would be in there and there's just too much high risk. No, we do it. We're in there all the time. Tons of people. We're fine. In and out. Nobody's getting sick. The thing that I find ironic, maybe this is what I wanted my tangent for, was because I went to go to a GameStop and they were only allowing 7 people in the store at a time. And I'm thinking, really? One, I was in a mall, okay? Like in a mall. Like not a strip mall, but one of those malls that you could be in, like the Mallrats type mall. And I'm like, you're telling me only 7 people can go in there, but this building as a whole is carrying how many people? And then I'm like, it only takes that one person that has COVID to go in there anyways, and now this whole mall could potentially be infected anyways, again, so that's logic breaker number 2. And then number 3, I'm like, really? You're going to limit how many people can go into a GameStop? You can go to Walmart, and there's literally hundreds upon hundreds of people in there at the same time, but GameStop's only going to do 7 people. Really? I don't know, it's just so dumb seeming. Just think about it. The mall the mall wasn't super packed that day when I went, but still, probably had 200, 300 people in there all together. And the GameStop in that mall is only going to let 7 people in at a time. Okay, well, what if one of those people had COVID, they went in the store, now they cough or whatever, the germs are floating around, someone catches it, maybe that person that just caught it ends up passing it on to someone else as well. Then you go to another store. It doesn't matter that you have 7. You could have one person there at a time. If the stupid thing wants to spread, it's going to spread. Don't be dumb with your stupid regulations, 7 people. And the more ironic part, too, is GameStop never even really is that busy to begin with. Yeah, I had to stand outside and wait, which was dumb. But it's not GameStop's normally not hopping. They always have the sign 7 people, and majority of times when I go to a GameStop, I'm in there by myself. There's never 7 people in there. Somehow, yeah, it happened to happen over the weekend, and what's even dumber is, people are in there for different reasons. me over at the Switch section, some people at PS4, some people at the Xbox One, some people at maybe older games like, say, PS3 or something. Like, people are in there for a variety of reasons. So we're spaced out anyways. You know what I mean? It's not like we're all just standing in one area like, we're all looking at Switch only. That's all we all want. So it's just dumb. And then what else is stupid about COVID? I don't know. But yeah, back to the whole situation with Biden, though, too. That's dumb as well. Like, he's trying to open up the borders and stuff. Like, I think I already hated on this in the Biden portion. But it's just like, seriously? Like, you think this is a good idea during COVID season? Like, the media wants to make it out to be like it's such a dangerous thing. But then you're worried about opening the borders and just letting people come on in? Oh, yeah, so that should help the COVID numbers, right? Like, I mean, I guess it possibly could help the numbers, actually. Think about it. Tons of people come in, they're all COVID positive, but they all don't die. Now you can say, oh, the U.S. cases are at, 50 million with only 500,000 dying. Well, you just drop down those numbers even more from what they are now. So I guess it would help. That would be a weird strategy, though. Really allow tons of infected people in just to make it look like you're doing something positive. Logically, that really doesn't make sense, though. Why would you... See, that's another thing. I guess they can prove that COVID's not that dangerous, because if you had a brain, logically, you would not be opening the country. You would be keeping it shut, so that way then more people aren't coming in and spreading a virus. But with the borders being open, that just shows, well, I guess we don't have much to worry about. Who cares who comes in and does what? Alright, I know I have more to say, but I think what happens is because I do these in my car, I get bored, and then I can't think, because I think about these all day, and I have a lot to say, but I'm kind of drawing a blank now. I mean, I have been sitting in my driveway for about 25 minutes now, so that doesn't help anything. Like, I want to just go in now, not just sit here. So anyways, yeah, guess that's it for now. And until I feel like complaining about COVID and Biden again, I said see ya.